Welcome everyone once again to the Quantum Cafe and the Interstellar Lounge with your host here, the Cosmic Messenger, also known as Derek Pennett, Lightbody technician, Reiki master, teacher, and metaphysician. I work as a holistic energy, wellness, metaphysical healing practitioner, all the wild terms. And the point of this show and these broadcasts are to illuminate everything that has to do with multidimensional wisdoms, living, extrasensory happenings, and all the wild stuff going on planet Earth. Plus a lot of like space weather transmissions, energy updates, and just talking about metaphysics, spirituality, and the realms of quantum healing and all things wild. So it's kind of like a gateway and a multidimensional hub where we bring them all together and then have various topics that get spoken about, shared, and different wisdoms that come forth to play. So I hope everybody's doing absolutely incredible out there for the spring vortex that's really amplifying itself. We're not far from entering into the summer season as well too in the Northern Hemisphere, so it's quite spectacular as well too. There has been a lot of energies coming through on the planet last weekend. I don't really calculate weeks. I use them only because I have to on this linear Earth time to kind of navigate how we go about our day-to-day activities. But it's quantum for me. Everything's happening in the now, right? But last weekend, that said, there was a lot of energies, like feeling massive waves coming through me. And at times, I wouldn't quite say overwhelming because I can handle a lot of energies, but definitely was something that was pushing the boundaries of really bringing in some stronger stuff. And a couple weekends ago, I actually got a really intense, like condensed, super tight, it was about like that big on my body, in my stomach. It just went all cramped right up, and it was very visceral for about 6 to 8 hours. And then it went away. I have a lot of healing tools, so I helped it, but it felt something otherworldly and kind of cosmic. And when I know when something comes in really fast and hard and then exits really quick, then all of a sudden, all the tools that I had helped, but really I just had to put a little bit of food back in my belly. It was so interesting, but right away I knew it was collective, something with digesting our reality and doing with how we can stomach our experiences and all sorts happening there. Because I get a lot of collective transmutation. So it was like 2 weekends in a row where stuff was consistently and constantly happening. Pretty wild. Now today, what I wanted to come on and broadcast for was something that's kind of new to my own conscious awareness, but also a really powerful yearly portal that I wanted to start to assist and spread the word about that happens every single year. So it's called the Silver Gate Portal. Every solar year on Earth, from May 28th to May 31st, we enter this powerful portal where the sun comes into contact, so it's conjunct, working directly with Aldebaran. So working with that star, right? Aldebaran is located in the Taurus constellation, just above the hand of Orion. It's kind of closer to Hyades, which is Pleiadian counterpart, right? Kind of like us sister, brother, cousins that kind of migrated over there to create different civilizations as well too. So we have this powerful Silver Gate portal that comes every single year. Now what's this portal all about? Let's dive right into it and see what kind of sacred wisdoms and medicines can come out to play, right? So Aldebaran is one of the 4 royal stars. So it holds an incredible amount of powerful energy, right? Powerful energy, frequencies, vibrations, sacred geometry, color that comes in through these stargates, right? And what makes this portal very special is a couple of things. First off, it's a gateway of remembering. Remembering who we are, what we are, and where we come from. Because we come down onto this planet and we insert ourselves into a host biological form, and then we become birthed into this plane of existence. And through this birthing, we have an incredible amount of forgetting. Some souls are brand new. We're not just talking on this planet, but just freshly birthed. But for souls, a lot of us, the majority of us who have been here for very long periods of time, we have all this galactic history that's taking place, all these timelines and these stories that go down, all these experiences, planets we've lived on, dimensions, all the happenings, the beings that we've hung out with, all of life's experiences. And then we are born into it, and we forget so much of it. And then we have to slowly crawl ourselves all the way back into this remembering. On Earth, the remembering process is, the veil of forgetting is very large. It has way more of an impact. It's massive. This doesn't normally occur like this on a lot of other dimensions, planes of existences, and planets, right? There's more remembering as you come into this plane of existence, and also through the consciousness of society and collective, the collective at large, because that would be pulsating these wisdoms and then teaching them to the children about everything that's occurring, why we came here, remembering our soul contracts, all these different things, right? And it's a big veil of forgetting. So Aldebaran and this Silver Gate portal illuminates us so that the veil of forgetting, even under extreme circumstances, will not be as intense as we thought, as it could be, right? Because it could be complete blank, but that's not going to happen because it lives in our DNA. It lives inside of our cellular networks. So it's all about those catalysts and those opportunities to receive more insights, sudden moments. It can be dream space, other places where it comes, to remind ourselves of who we are. Like I said before, where we are, what we are, and where we come from, why we're here, all those various questions, right? What is the true history going on this planet, and all of the reasons for us being here? So it's about remembering our sacred abilities, our extrasensory perception, remembering that we are not just three third-dimensional beings having a very flat experience where as soon as you are born, that's the beginning, and as soon as you leave the body, that is the end of existence, right? It doesn't quite work like that. So what happens with this Aldebaran portal, right? I'm already pre-feeling the energies in the last couple weeks, so I knew something big was coming, right? This is incredible stuff. And so what it does is it bathes us in a special type of light. Us, being your soul. So any souls that are like going on a journey and wanting to come to Earth, or beings such as yourself that are wanting to incarnate again onto the Earth plane. What happens is it gets bathed. The soul gets bathed in a special type of light, which helps that remembering process. Then, after it's bathed in that light, the soul then travels to its host planet, and on Earth, it goes through the cave of creation, which has a light-encoded symbol signature and a crystal with your name on it. Your name beyond the earthly name that you've received at this time. It's quite an incredible experience, to be honest. So we get bathed in this special light to help the remembering process. When we're talking about cosmic space weather transmissions, astrological happenings, anything that has to do with metaphysical energy healing, frequencies, vibrations, it's not just Earth by itself. It's the combination of all of these parts working together. Aldebaran bathing it in light, the cave of creation coming onto Earth, womb consciousness and the portal that we're born out of, very sacred. These are divine equations that work themselves together, no different like a computer having all of its different parts, right? We're talking about biological computers of a very high order. So that's really, really unique stuff as well. Now, during this portal, we can also feel a lot of waves of energy coming through our being, right? As the vibration is pushed up more, which means it oscillates faster, right? And you can have fast oscillation and a whole wave of them coming, and you can be intermixed with some low waves that come into play. And those waves will mix together, but it's the boost of how much current we're feeling on the planet. We're so busy with our day-to-day lives, running to work, doing this, kids, all this stuff going on, you know, keeping up with the madness that's going down. And we forget sometimes that if we stop to really tune in, we can really feel it. And for those that are more aware at this time, they have a different level of consciousness. It's all equal. It's just where you're at this time. They can sense the frequencies more, or they get a lot of more like ear tones, lights flashing, tactile stuff happening in an extrasensory way. You can really feel that energy coming in, even if you're preoccupied by doing other stuff. It will find you, right? And it starts to make these changes in on the earth plane, which really is all about getting, it's not about removing ourselves from 3D completely, but it's about not staying in 3D as our master lens, right? It's about moving it up to the next plane of existence, right? Raising the density of the planet, moving it into fifth dimensional consciousness and all that wonderful stuff as well too. So we can think of this portal and Aldebaran is acting as like a guardian angel spirit, right? Something in the angelic realms that is watching over those who have been bathed in its energy. So like a regional guardian on a cosmic galactic level, right? Knowing that you are always supported, that you have lots of beings working with you, through you, and here for you. Right? And these guardian angel energetics, like that's kind of what the metaphor is like. It's acting as that energy, but like a star, a constellation, these different space weather celestial bodies, they're a level beyond even the archangelic realms. But we need to know that we have that so that we can feel protected, so that we can feel whole and complete, knowing that you're never really alone, because there's so much going on in the background that's keeping all of the mechanics of quantum ascension moving through and playing. The Silvergate portal is like a stargate into yourself, to know more about you. What are you doing? And the close beings around you too. You may get flashes of information about different family members, friends, a special teacher you've had in your life, different beings we've met at work and our vocations, right? It can reignite our soul's purpose because we have that deep, powerful remembering of what we came here to do. And sometimes a lot of beings are running around, or I have clients in sessions being like, I really want to get to my soul's purpose. And it's like, well, you're the one to find that. It's not about waiting for an outside body to go locate that for you, but with these Silvergate portals, Lionsgate portal, all the other ones we have throughout the year, all the big powerful moments, they bring in the catalyst for your own natural energy to then have that remembering happen as well too. Aldebaran, being one of the 4 royal stars, is also a star of enlightenment. And that name has been totally messed with over time. Enlightenment is quite simple. It means to lighten everything so that it's less dense and becomes more particulate. Because everything is just little particles and frequencies dancing around, uniting themselves, taking different forms, changing forms, moving forms, becoming, mutating, transmuting, and whatnot. Okay? So when we say enlightenment, it's a lightening of our being. Things aren't so intense. It's easier to navigate reality. We feel more calm and collected as we're going about our day-to-day operations as well too, right? Now, during this period of time, it is also going to be more of a catalyst, more of an opportunity to be downloading new inspired ideas, ones you've never had before. We're talking fresh, vital, and new. So review yourself back to other previous solar years. And if you've ever had an impactful time, did it happen in the last week of May? Near the end, right? This may be the portal catalyst for that occurring, right? Because it's also happening simultaneously while we're in Gemini season as well too, which is quite powerful. So we have a lot of that kind of energy that's moving forth and through us and the whole bit as well too. It's quite spectacular. And Mercury's all about the mind, right? Communication and all of those systems, and self-discovery through expression as well too. So, downloading new inspired universal grid work. So you're inspiring these ideas, they're coming from the universal grid work, and then what they're going to do is they're going to enter your mind, okay? They're going to enter inside of the mind, and they're going to go deep into the subconscious and rise up to the surface and bring these thought packets of information so that we can reignite that passion and that excitement for life and the vitality that comes with it. Now, during this period of time too, it's going to be a great period for doing past life regression. And past life regression might just be your own journey on that, or you might be taking quantum healing hypnosis technique, which is QHHT. You may be receiving a healing session, right? Or having it through your dream space. And all of this information comes up about different lifetimes that you've had. It's pretty cool to get some of that information. And at first, for some of us, it can be quite wild and quite a bit to digest, right? Big revelations, otherworldly cosmic information. If you're watching this broadcast, you are not alone. These things happen to me regularly since birth. I watch a fair amount of other content as well too from other beings, interviews, broadcasts, the whole bit. There is millions of us at least, probably more, around the planet who are consistently every couple generations having these experiences happen as well too. And if you're an indigo child or hold some of the grail lines, the rainbow children, right, crystalline diamond templates coming through the kidlets, this can also be a time where their natural abilities are even more elevated as well too. So this means that the Akashic records are going to be a lot more open. If you're new to the Akashic records, that is the cosmic internet. So the information of everything that's out there in the cosmos. We dial onto the internet, we all know what that is, right? That is one way to access a form of a database. The cosmic internet is much larger, and there's a library of you and a library of the collective, a library of Earth, library of the Milky Way galaxy or solar system, etc. It calculates everything that occurs, right? Everything that's relevant that needs to be placed into its database. So these Akashic records during the Silver Gateway portal are going to be open, right? Because we have our soul, you incarnating, learning more information through the veil of forgetting, as we talked earlier. The next stage is your oversoul, which is 144 parts of you that incarnate simultaneously. So wouldn't it be good to get some more information about all the different soul part fragments, right? It's pretty cool. Now, you may have an increased sense of a few things. You might be eating more food at this time because you need more nutrients to help ground in the energies, or you're processing so much. You may be sleeping extra or kind of buzzing and wired awake a little bit more. This is all normal. Your dream space has a high potential of being way more activated at this time due to a lot of intuitive packets, right? And these vignettes that are being played coming into our psyche, right? And this gives us a lot of information about our soul contracts, all the different people, beings, and entities that we're interacting with through our dream space are there for a reason. Even if it's just a weird, bizarre scene that makes no sense to you, why is that person, that being, that form that they're taking in this current lifetime, avatar vessel, this biosuit, why are they in your dream at that time? Your dreams are extension of reality. So it's not just a random fact that comes in and takes place. Now you can use this portal. You consciously invite the energies in. Well, it's going on. Take like a couple hours, right? During this portal to go, I would like the transmissions, the frequencies, and the multidimensional aspects of my being to come forth through the Silver Gate portal to send me transmissions for a wide variety of reasons. And you can choose whatever those are, but focus a lot of them on, because this is what it naturally resonates with, which is sharpening the mind, building stamina, right? Those energy centers inside of ourselves. Because what we're doing, the whole purpose of being here on Earth, to be at service, to enlighten, to make absolutely incredible civilizations, creative energy, and it's to build a body of light, right? And so you can use it for stamina, and building that body of light raises the frequencies, and then negative entities can't come near you, which really, most of the time, there's not really an issue there. There is some cases where that happens, and there is some very intense situations, right? But once you raise the frequency up, they can no longer come in and interact with you because they're not invited. They don't match with those frequencies as well too. So you can use this for aura protection. And then also, of course, why we came into this incarnation in the first place. What was the reason for this specific lifetime? Okay? Now, Aldebaran energy is so powerful for our mental sphere and our mental body. So if there's times where there's a lot of information being downloaded, right? We talk about spiritual downloaded information coming through our being. As we're drawing this energy and these frequencies, the wisdom and the knowledge to us, our mind might become, if it's already quite active, it might be even more. And during that period of time, we can feel overwhelmed, right? Or anxious during that time. Nurture yourself. Eat high vibrational, organic, biodynamic foods. Get plenty of rest. Take the recharge time when you need. Get off of drinking tap water and put amazing non-stevia based, non-sugar added electrolytes. If you want to sweeten your beverage, use like organic maple syrup and put in some amazing like date syrup, coconut water, stuff like that. Drink it that way, right? And build that up and support yourself. Spend 5 to 10 minutes. Put your hands on your body, right? There we go into the frame. And fill yourself with universal life force energy. Hold some crystals. Do a guided meditation. Go down to the ocean if that's close by, or some nature time. Bathe yourself in the forest, right? Do some tapping. Tap the thymus, right? There's lots of different things that you can do to support. There's mudras, different hand positions. You can do mantras. Lots of different awesomeness to help support where that goes. This Silver Gate portal, ultimately it wants to raise consciousness. It wants to create more value among something right now that is working its way in that direction, but is having a difficult time getting out of the muck, right? So much of it is all about mainstream pop culture and also outside authority kind of dictating truth, dictating how we think, programming the mind. Aldebaran's pure mind, pure source, coming in with fresh frequencies as well too. And what it does is it's transmitting codes of consciousness, light codes, packets of light into our being so that we can receive them and over time translate them. I want to know what they mean right away. It's okay if it takes a few weeks, a couple months for it to really show itself, right? And how that works, because all of these gateways that we experience are all about the light codes. Right? If you speak like languages out there, if any beings are doing that, you may be doing more of it at this time as well too, right? It's going to be stimulating these energies to really get the vocals and the sharing going. Now, Aldebaran is also linked with the original genetic coding that allowed for free will on Earth to take place. Now that's a mouthful right there. The original genetic coding within ourselves is the original instructions before the Great Fall. The one that taps us into universal law. The Aldebaran coding has a portion of that which connects us into free will. The fact is, no matter what goes down, you have the choice to make any possible action you want on any possible frame. And some of them are really intense. So it's all a lesson that we learn from X, Y, and Z taking place, right? But the goal is to do as minimal amount of them as possible and realize the ones that are extremely intense. How does that feel after it occurs, right? No matter what anybody says, there's a part of your consciousness that knows it does not feel good. And through that experience, right? We're talking like the tyrant CEO that like doesn't care about anybody around them and they're abusive on every possible turn. It's still reminding our being what we don't want, how to do it in the other direction, right? So it's pretty wild. So we got that going on, these polarities, and the stargates are getting ready to open. It's very exciting. And then there's the evolution, right? It wants to evolate the consciousness and bring it up as high as it possibly can go. Because when we elevate our being, elevate our psyche, elevate our self-awareness, Everything then comes into alignment, returns to form, brings in all of the codes that we need to be running at max capacity, right? It's not about running around preaching it to every single person. I found the consciousness, I know where it is a little bit. It's about right action. It's about being humble. It's about powering up the good aspects of your ego, balancing out the negative aspects, and coming full force so that whatever situation you're in, you'll make a high vibrational choice and you'll respect others who also teach us amazing ways to possibly consider how we go about co-creating our reality. So that's the Silvergate portal, everyone. Thanks again for listening to another interstellar broadcast. I just love coming on and sharing stuff with you. Now, a couple things. My last few videos that I've had is my Metamorphosis Oracle. So, if anybody's interested in joining a 50-person bulk order to bring this deck into form, I think I got 22 beings at the moment. I'd like to get it up to 50. We can bring the price point down from $222 for a single deck down to $99. You'd pay for the shipping depending on where you live on the planet. I would love for you to join. Just send me an email to thecosmicmessenger33@gmail.com and I can put you on the list. This deck is incredible. 55 jumbo premium printed cards, magnetic book box, and a 187-page spiritual guidebook. It is incredible. This deck is not like any other deck on planet Earth. It is very special. You feel the energy coming off of you. I spent 2,500 hours and over 2.5 solar years working on this masterpiece. And if anybody wants to access any of my services, I am trained in radionics, doing long distance healing. I have quite the protocol. I do the session exactly like you are here in the Star Temple where I'm speaking today. Or if you're local to Vancouver Island, the lower portion, Victoria, BC, and you'd like to have a session, I will put my link down at the end of the video so you can access as well too. Advanced fifth dimensional energy healing. So have a fantastic day, everyone. Thanks for listening to this broadcast. I'm very grateful to be here with all of you. Deep gratitude. Stay wild, stay cosmic, and know that if you have a fantastical experience that's very wild, it is 100% real. You need proof? You experienced it. How much more do you need? Take care, everyone, and have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.